and welcome to another episode of Good Times, Great Movies. Here we are. We get together every 2 weeks and we talk about a movie from the 1980s. I am one of your hosts. My name is Jamie Lorello. On the other side of things here, maybe getting zapped. Actually, it's a crash that occurs, right? It's an alien crash.
Yeah.
Craft crash.
Yeah.
That's
I think we can get into the details in a couple seconds. Because
here we have.
I do have some questions. But
well, DP McCambridge. There you go.
You didn't even say like my brother from another
planet.
You could have. No. I'm just saying. No, I'm referring to me. Referring to me. I thought you were going to do a play on the title. Nope. I'm not editing this. I'm cutting this out. This is staying in, baby. This is good stuff.
This is all raw.
Yeah, so we are here. In case you did not read the title of the episode that you clicked on, it is The Brother from Another Planet.
That's right.
1984. So we will. Here's what I want to do with this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk about the director. I'll talk about The Brother, which is what he's titled as, which I kept just referring to him as the alien in my notes.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, all right. And then he gets a name. A woman names him in this movie. In the middle, the singer.
Yeah.
But I'll get into this because this is...
friend from Philly. That's right.
Yes, this is... I don't want to say this is packed with characters that we've seen before, but there was at least one time where I was like, I think that's so-and-so. And I had to look it up, and I was so proud of myself. And then also, like, ashamed. I was like, I shouldn't know who this actor is.
Yeah.
But this is written and directed by John Sayles.
Yeah. What's he done?
Accomplished director. I do love the fact that I went to his Wikipedia, and he is described as an independent filmmaker. And I really, and because he not that he puts money behind all of his projects or that he's the only investor in his projects, but all of his stuff, if you go through, and we haven't seen anything from him, but if you go through, his movies are known, not well known.
Okay.
But they're all, at least the ones that I've seen, it just seems to be stuff that he wants to make.
I
you know what I mean?
That.
Yeah, it's not really like, I'm sure he has the clout in Hollywood to get money to go make, I don't want to say like a Marvel movie, but I bet he could do it if he really wanted to, but he doesn't want to do that. And I think
I appreciate that.
Yeah, this is a pretty early movie of his, and I think this gives you a good sense of the stuff that he makes. Yeah. But
he's a statement maker.
He does make money from writing. So if he's taking the money he's getting from writing and then investing it in his own films, the only movie that we have seen that he's written was The Howling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to draw parallels because I don't think I could draw parallels between those two, but we enjoyed The Howling.
Yeah.
And I mean, listen, I spoiled my thoughts on Officer and a Gentleman. I enjoyed this. I really did.
I did too.
I was surprised.
Pleasantly surprised. Yes. Pleasantly surprised.
Yes. And the brother is played by an actor named Joe Morton. He's been in a ton of stuff. Nothing that we've covered, but I mainly know him as the guy in Terminator 2 who works at the corporation that will make Terminators. I know I'm butchering this whole thing. But anyway, he's in Terminator 2. Okay. This I might cut out. Your intro, not embarrassing at all. The fact that I have no idea what the plot of Terminator 2 is, a movie that I have seen at least a dozen times, is really sad.
That's all right.
But that's how I know him.
Okay.
Other than that, it's actors that we have heard of and heard from, but we've
had
to all of
there's
them
a sprinkling of them throughout. There's a sprinkling of, like you said, oh, I know that guy. Where from? Oh, that face is familiar.
And and a lot of these people are just like John Sayles people. Like there are some of these people in here that he went to college with, and they'll just be in his movies. And the woman who puts the alien up, the woman who her son's there, and he hangs out with them. That's John Sayles' partner. They've been together for like 40
Oh,
years.
look at that. She
And
does a great
yeah,
job.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's just in his stuff. So,
Wow.
hmm
Well, that's fun. Look at this. Look at this homegrown independent movie that we're watching here
and
and
it
enjoying.
feels like an independent. Like it.
Yes.
There was at no point where I was like, "Oh, this is low budget and this is distracting." But you could tell it's low budget and that there's not much money behind this. But I think that helps with
Yeah.
this type of movie.
It's part of what we need for the ambiance of the
Yeah,
movie.
you can't make a slick brother from another planet. I don't want to watch that.
No, 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 no. No. Well,
Yeah.
well, I was expecting um I think I was expecting a lot like sillier, a lot more I don't know. I was expecting maybe yeah, just sillier comedy. I was expecting like a full-blown like comedy and
Yeah.
I don't want to say more racism, but like more of a like more of a like, I don't know.
You were expecting a Blazing Saddles,
Yes,
perhaps.
yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
For yes, yeah.
And I get that because for some reason on IMDb, it calls this a sci-fi comedy.
I mean, you get some chuckles here and there, but it's definitely
it's
more of a
not a
sci-fi commentary on the times, ironically today,
Uh-huh.
which tells you how far we've come. Ugh.
Really? Like, yes. I love that and also hate that about
I
doing
agree.
80s
I know,
podcasts,
because I'm
where
like, oh,
sometimes
boy.
it's charming where I'm like, oh, look at this. Like we're kind
Yeah.
of the same people we were then. Like, and it's more like when I think about things like, has social media destroyed us? Nah, not really. Like we're sort of the same people.
Oh,
and then
right,
I
right.
watch this and I'm like, oh no, we're the same people we were.
Yeah,
then.
yeah, it's not okay.
Yeah,
not okay.
it's not
Yeah.
okay. And it actually seems in a strange way a little bit better than too.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, more open with things. Yeah.
There were so many times, especially when the term immigration was brought up.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I guess that's what these men in black, like I guess that's all they have was like, we're from immigration and I
Yeah.
guess that'll help us. It was so heartwarming to see that every character in this movie, regardless of race or
Mm-hmm.
background or anything, was like, fuck you guys. I'm not telling you shit. Like,
Yeah.
get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing. Especially the woman at the social worker woman who's like,
Oh, yeah,
"What,
yeah.
You want to know who this person is? Here's these forms you
Here's
got to
all
fill
the
out. here's
forms, and
more
I need
forms."
these kinds of IDs from all of you, and
Yeah.
these kinds of signatures. Yeah,
And when they're
really
on their
great.
way out, she's like, and I also need social security numbers from both of you.
Yep, yep,
Yeah, it's great.
yeah.
I loved it.
Me too.
I really
Me too.
enjoyed. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed a lot of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I did think it was maybe a little bit too long.
I
in
did too. That
spots.
would be my one complaint as it went. And honestly, it lost me a bit at the ending. And this is my own attention span issue thing that
Sure.
I have with a lot of our movies is, and I feel badly because this is like our job, right? As these 80s movies, as these podcasters, is to watch and pay. Like I have maximum maybe 3 hours if it's a Tubi movie that has got commercials. That I have to like pay attention and like
Yeah.
and there's a cutoff for me where I'm like, listen, I don't know. This movie it had me the whole time, but I'm fading and it's not going in. Like I looked at my last note and I'm like, well, that's not how the movie ended. But I certainly and even Bear watched most of it, but he didn't catch the ending. I forget why. And he's like, so how did it end? I'm like, in Harlem?
How did it start? Also in Harlem?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
That was my answer. So
Yeah.
the length is the
Yeah.
only thing. But
And this is just a note to John Sayles for a movie that he made over 30 years ago.
right.
If your movie is called The Brother from Another Planet, I'm saying 90 minutes max. Don't push an hour 50.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a little bit too long. Do we need to keep going back to the bar? No. All right, I kind of like that. All right, I
kinda
might
do
have
like the
notes
bar.
as we
I don't
go.
want to be.
right?
Yeah, I don't want to. Maybe some of that. Maybe that choreographed fight scene was a bit much, and some of the yeah.
It's bad to say because I
What
understand
about when
that.
he randomly takes the kid to an art museum? Like maybe that. I don't know. Although
I don't
that
know, but
too
I love
was,
that
but I did love
because he's
that. Yeah,
looking at the
that's true.
things.
Because they're like,
He
and
looks
he's
at the picture of the
relating
freed
to,
slave
yeah,
and he's like, "That's
that's
me."
me. Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
me.
So maybe we do need that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, and this is probably a terrible note for a movie that is meant to entertain people. I kind of didn't like the ending of this. I don't need a chase sequence. I don't
Yeah.
need any of like
And then they
it.
spontaneously combust. Like,
Yes, I don't need that. Like it is. I if he had just slipped away from these guys and got on a train at the end of the movie, I think I'm okay with that.
that's your ending. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it is. There's something nice about him being saved by his
Yes,
fellow
by his
aliens.
fellow. Right.
But
Right.
yeah, but it's like a movie like this that has had no chase sequences and no action. I don't need that to be a typical ending to your movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into
Well, let's get into the whole thing.
Brother from
Then.
Another Planet, of course.
How about the quiet opening credits?
quiet opening credits with kind of the font promises a hilarious madcap
Yes,
film
yes.
that it does not deliver.
No.
It's
And-
like these bubbly orange.
Okay, and
Letter forms.
another comment about that.
Yeah.
What could we do better? I mean, I guess I get the calypso soundtrack that we hear, but it also makes it seem it's like the bubble letters in the beginning. Like, are we getting silly? Are we getting?
Yeah.
Is it because we're reggae-fied? Like,
Right,
what's
yes.
happening?
I'm
And
not
it-
watching Weekend at Bernie's 2.
Right.
Like, it's fine. You could the soundtrack could be it could be, and boy, do I not want to seem racist with stuff I say, but it could be a rap soundtrack. It could be
I would-
even certain reggae. That's totally fine.
Some jazz.
Calypso
yeah.
has a very distinct island
Well,
vibe.
and it happens a lot. Like again, on occasion, I don't mind it. It's kind of fun, but it happens where it doesn't pair with the moment at all.
No,
You're like,
no, not
that's
at
it.
all.
Yeah,
No, when I'm seeing strung out junkies in Harlem, I don't want to hear a steel drum.
No.
It really doesn't work.
not mixing. It's not mixing. But we get these quiet credits to start.
Yes, yeah.
And then,
And then we get like beeps and boops and
we should have
blurps
gotten a
of an-
warning, like one of those, like if you have epilepsy, you should be careful because it's like bleeps and bloops, and it's all these lights and computer noises and right and
Yeah.
definitely a 1980s computer malfunction, right?
There's a lot of beeps in this movie. Like, you could call this movie beeps, and it would be totally fine. Like, I
think?
would still understand it. He's constantly repairing video game
Oh, yeah.
cabinets and turning
With
things
his hands,
on.
with his raw
Yeah.
hands, no
Uh-huh.
tools.
But yeah, but we hear a bunch of beeps and we see like red lights and we see a guy in a kind of an astronaut helmet or something like that.
He's a space guy. He's in his little space pod. It's like
Yeah,
a pod that he's
yeah.
locked into,
We
right?
could call him Space Guy.
Yeah.
And then Space Guy crash lands
Yeah.
on Ellis Island.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you like
Right by
returning
the
here
set.
from
I
Fievel?
did. I did. I was like, you got to meet the pigeon. She'll let you know. Or he'll let you know. Sorry.
I was ready for him to touch the wall and to be like, I built this whole Statue of Liberty. Because this guy, first of all, it was a bad crash. He lost his leg.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Blood is pouring out. Yeah.
This is so he arrives, and even though he's an alien life form, he's in his human form, I guess. And so when he crashes, he loses his leg from the knee down.
Okay,
right?
this is okay. You already said something that brings up a question. When you say he's in his human form, is this not his real form?
I don't know, but I'm
Okay.
thinking that when they come to this planet, they have to look more like they're on this planet, and that's why I wondered,
Okay.
like he definitely bleeds. He has an injury, but this is something that you or I wouldn't recover quite. You wouldn't just be looking for a new shoe.
You don't
which is
think
what he
so?
does?
You don't think we just have our leg lopped off
Yeah.
and then hop around?
Yeah, he works it out. He works it out.
Yeah.
And then even doesn't he get cut in the hand at one point and he heals that pretty quickly. He heals the boy's little
He heals the
wound on his
boys. He
knee.
cuts his own hand intentionally to paint blood on the
Oh yeah,
wall at
yeah,
one
yeah.
point. There's a lot happening because you're right. He loses his leg. He looks like people. I do like to think that this is just how he actually looks.
Hmm.
And it's something that I hate in movies like, or in TV shows like Star Trek, where it's just like, I don't know, they look like people, but they have pointy ears.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I almost feel like, maybe there's a planet of people-ish type of
Yeah.
dudes. Because the only thing that's different is he has three toes
Oh yeah. He's got really weird looking feet. Really
with like
weird looking feet.
claws on the end of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
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 But he also has an ability to hear past conversations, to sense things that have happened in environments in the past. So
Yeah.
he'll like touch the wall of Ellis Island and hear people speaking in Portuguese and stuff like that.
When he first arrives, I was kind of like, at first, I was like, so did the apocalypse happen in New York City? Because there's nobody
For the
else.
longest time.
Yes, we don't see anybody else. He's sort of wandering around, I guess, Ellis Island. And he's hearing a lot of voices. And
Yeah.
at first, I was like, what is going on? But we find that that's one, like you said, that's one of the things that he can kind of do is channel these
Yeah.
voices of the past, if you will, spirits of the past.
And he appears to be like he appears to be very sensitive to this because at first it starts when he touches a wall,
Right.
then it starts when he's touching a bench, and then it seems to be overwhelming where he doesn't have to
Yes.
be touching anything and he just hears voices upon voices,
Hmm.
and I think that like knocks him out. He has to take
Yeah,
a
he,
nappy.
he falls down. He takes a little nana because he's got enough time.
Yes.
And then some
And then I
Calypso
just
Caribbean music.
Yeah, then I
starts
just
up.
wrote Calypso music.
Yeah.
At this point in the movie, I was so excited. I was like, this is great. And as you said, about an hour and 20 minutes in, I was like, okay, can we cool it with the Calypso music? Like, a lot of shit's happening at this point in the movie. This is pretty intense.
Yeah.
I don't need to be thinking about
I don't feel
drinking
like
a
I need
Corona on the
exactly.
beach.
I don't feel like I need a pina colada right now. I'm like not there, but you're making me
I will say
music-wise feel-
not enough Calypso in Jaws 4. That's what this made.
Yes,
this
this
movie
is
made me
true.
think.
This is true. That's they were on a Caribbean island, right? They're in the
Right.
Bahamas. Yeah. So he he when he wakes up, the leg is returned, the broken leg, right?
Yeah,
Doesn't
he
It's-
grows it back.
Grows it
Yeah.
back, but the feet are still wonky. And he does he get the shoe
Well,
yet?
those are just his feet. His feet
Yeah,
are wonky.
well,
Those
this
are just his
this is
alien
just his
feet.
weird alien feet. His three.
Yeah.
It's like a little dinosaur foot.
No, he jumps in the Hudson and like boards a garbage boat or
Right,
something.
right, and just kind of takes a look around, checks out the land,
Yeah.
like Feifel when he's first like, look, are those birds? Are those pig? What kind of birds are those? He's like, what's this helicopter? What's this? What? He's just taking in the sights. Now, as the viewer, we don't yet realize. I think you mentioned to me. I think you did. Like, the star of our next movie actually doesn't say anything in the whole movie.
I did. Yeah, I did say that.
But so far, I was like, okay, so he's just taking it in. When are we gonna? But he doesn't. Just not that we're giving anything away, but he
And
is
it-
not a line in
and
the
it
film.
takes a long time for, as you said, anything to happen because he makes it onto mainland New York, or at least Manhattan or wherever he is. Wait, where is he?
I think he's in Manhattan. Or
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Why am
Yes.
I? Okay. Anyway, but he's walking around for the longest time. We don't see anyone. We don't
Yeah.
hear anyone. Like you said, I was really thinking, oh, is this a futuristic
Right.
world where something bad has happened and he's an alien on an abandoned or nuclear wasteland?
Right.
I really thought the same thing.
Same,
But
yeah.
then it just immediately cuts and he is surrounded by people. in the
People are
streets.
there. People are there. And they're giving him kind of shady looks. I mean, he looks more like he's a little awkwardly dressed. He's got he does find a shoe for himself, but he's got two mismatched shoes. He's got, I don't, what has he got on? Like a cloak or something? He's got like a long coat on. He looks kind of homeless, basically.
He does.
Yeah.
Which would not arouse, I don't think, any real suspicion.
Well, yeah.
This is not a podcast where we talk shit on New York, but I was recently in New York with my family, and we're just walking down, like in, touristy Midtown
Times Square,
Manhattan,
yeah,
and
yeah.
there is a guy who's just screaming, "Suck my cock!"
Oh.
so loud.
Oh boy.
And I'm like 5 feet from him.
Oh.
And immediately I was like, well, we just keep walking. That's what happens
This
here.
is welcome to New York. Yeah.
But what's funny about that is, did you notice that, and I assume that John Sayles shot this, and, maybe you get some permits, maybe you don't. And some of the people walking around the background might not know this is a real movie.
Oh, yeah.
But did you notice that at the very beginning here, there is some woman who really wants to be in this movie. And to the point where I thought it was going to be a character. This woman,
her facial expressions, yeah.
I was like, I can't wait for her to come up and talk to him or help him. No, it's just a random person.
Just the background, yeah. He does get approached by some sort of religious guy offering him pamphlets or a Bible or something. And he just kind of just looks at him and I think shakes his head and walks on.
Yep. That's a lot of what he does in this movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Shakes his head and walks on.
A lot of nonverbal, communication here. He goes to a little bodega and food, he's hungry, right? I guess he's got to sustain him, and he just starts eating. Well, I would too. If you don't know the culture,
I enjoyed this whole scene.
I did too. I did too. He eats the food. The woman, of course, right away, is Asian woman, is like, no, you can't eat that. No. And she takes it away from him.
Yeah.
And then he watches the exchange where somebody else goes in and buys fruit from her and pays and sees how they've got the cash, and they go in the register and they get the cash. And
I'm saying they're watching this as a normal human watching it. And I'm like, oh yes, he's processing.
Me too. I was like, look at him figuring it out.
Right.
Look at he's figuring it out.
Not exactly. He figures it out in a way that makes sense to him.
Right.
And this is when we do find out that he has like superpowers, kind of.
Yeah, he can manipulate machinery and stuff. So he can she walks away to, I don't know, stock something, and he can open the cash register. And he does, and he starts taking money out of the cash register, and she freaks out, of course, like calling him a burglar. But he's like giving her the money back so that he can have the fruit. Yes. He's like, no, I'll give you if you want these paper bills.
He goes outside and grabs more fruit and then hands her the money that he has stolen.
Like, here, this makes us even, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And then she calls the cops, and this I love too, because he immediately knows the cops are bad. As soon as he sees the cops coming, he just
tight shot of a badge, and he's like, "Whoa! This is an international symbol. I got to get out of here."
Again, it's very timely.
Yeah.
Very timely.
I do enjoy it later when the I'm going to call him a nice cop because it's his first day.
Oh yeah.
Starts talking to him, and he's just like, he clams up and just looks straight ahead, and he's like, "I got to get out of this situation."
Yeah, I'm not comfortable here at all. But yeah, the cop chases him. He runs away. He hides by like jumping up on like I don't even know what.
I don't know. Yeah, he's got the high jumping abilities, which never come into play ever again.
No.
The machine fixing and manipulating does become a part of the movie. The high jumping and whatever other powers he may or may not have is never brought up.
No. But he avoids the cop.
Yes.
Or loses the cop, and then he what is this when he sees when he goes on a walk? There's all these little references. After I finished the movie, and after I was like, I feel like I need to watch this movie again with like a clear like.
Right.
Okay, so this is
like
what
me
this
with an officer and a gentleman. Go ahead.
For so many different reasons. But like this movie was trying to make, I think, several little statements.
Mine was to see if he stuck his finger up her butt.
Right. Anyway, he does. You need to look. It's that one scene when they're in the nice hotel. Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. I know the scene you're talking about. I can find it on Pluto if I need to.
No, but he stops and he sees a crucifix. And then he also sees a guy getting searched. And he takes it both in, like, anyway,
Yeah.
I'm
I
sure
don't know
there's
what that
some
means,
meaning
but it
behind
means
that,
something.
but I just hear calypso music and I'm like, whatever, bring me to the islands.
I'm like,
Uh,
oh yeah, Jesus, horrible cops, and steel drums. I get it
I
now.
get it. I see the correlation. Um, yes.
So now he goes into a
The
bar that will
best
become
bar, the best
a main
bar.
set of our movie.
Right.
And I realized at this point, I was like, oh, we haven't heard anyone speak English in this movie up to this
No.
point because
Oh
that
yeah,
woman was
because
speaking
she was
Mandarin or whatever.
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And I don't know, we might be 15, 20 minutes into this movie at this
Yeah.
point.
And we might also we jump into their conversation at this bar. Now
Yes.
there's not a whole lot of patrons. I don't know their names, and I'll just have
Oh,
to call.
neither do I. Go
Okay,
ahead.
okay.
Yeah.
There is an arcade game there, and the one
Mm-hmm.
guy, and it's a space alien arcade game. The one guy's
Mm-hmm.
playing it. There's the bartender,
Yep.
who's kind of the hunkier of them all,
All right. I can see what
right?
you're
Would you
into. Go
say?
ahead.
Yeah, thanks. There's more of the, I'm gonna call him like the professor, not the one that's got all the theories and is making him like taste the
You're talking
shot.
about
Not that one.
the older man.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
his name is Bill Cobbs. He's an actor who died in 2024 at the age of 90. He's been around for a
Oh,
very long time. I've
beautiful.
seen him in a ton of stuff. He hasn't been in any movies we've covered, but just because we did this, I will mention he was in 2 episodes of Kate and Allie.
Oh, okay. Look at him, Kate and Allie.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So he's one of the guys,
Yeah, and
and
he's always just like he almost seems to be unaware that there's like a weirdo or an alien in there. It always
he
just
just
cuts
is
to
always
him.
spouting out
Yes,
information. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Information that really
And
doesn't have to do with
opinions.
anything that's
Yeah.
happening right now.
No,
But he
information
has
and
knowledge. Yes.
yes. And then there's the other guy who's more of the, I guess, like,
Comic relief.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's what I would refer to him as. Is just
yeah,
he's a little bit chubby. He's wearing
yeah.
a Newsies cap, and he kind of wants. He's the most interested in the alien that has walked into
Yes,
this bar.
yes, yes. And so he's not confirmed an alien yet. He walks
Right.
in and he goes to sit on a chair and
Oh
he
yeah.
right away he like can't. And they make a comment like, "Oh, that's somebody died in that chair." And
Yeah.
so that makes you think that, like you said, he's got some kind of connection to
Mm-hmm.
spirits and the other realm, and which is totally cool. Again, I
Yeah.
want to like review this movie one more time and see what I didn't see.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they're having like spaceship talk. They're talking about aliens, and they're talking because the arcade game is
Yeah.
a spaceship game, and they're talking. They have all these theories on outer space and keeping their eyes out on yeah.
And the whole time, they're having this conversation, they keep trying to talk to
Yes.
the brother, which is like the bartender's constantly like, "Do you want anything to drink?" And he's just sitting at a table.
Yeah, now he
and-
moves from a table. He
Yeah.
moves from the bar to the table,
And
and
the
he
other
just
guy
kind of
then-
sits. Doesn't he like put his head in an ashtray or something? And
He's
just like,
playing. He's playing with the ashtray. He's just sitting. I think he's just trying to take in everything that's going on. Who
Yeah.
knows how many barfly voices are in his
Sure.
head
Yeah.
at this point? But the guy in the Newsies cap is really fascinated with him, and he like brings him a shot and tells him to drink it. and
well,
he
he's got all
tries
these
it,
theories
but
about him.
doesn't
He's like,
yes,
maybe he's a part. Oh no, it's the other guy that says he's a fugitive on a chain gang.
Yes.
That's who he is. Like
Uh-huh.
they have all these theories about who he might be. There's another line: satellites carry space germs.
yeah. I don't know
Is
what
he
they're
deaf
talking about.
or that was? Then they go: is he deaf? Is he crazy? Or is he a wino? That's what the Newsies guy is going
Right.
to figure out.
Yeah,
He's
so
like,
the
"I'm gonna-"
Newsies guy gives him a shot, and he drinks it, and like kind of like is like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, he's not a wino, so
Yeah, so he
we
must be
know that's
crazy.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's
Yeah.
answering them by shaking his head
Yeah.
and stuff when he can, so they know he's not deaf. So
And what I really at this point in the movie, just based on I don't know life, the news, human nature, like what I really appreciated about this is. These guys don't mind that he's there. Like,
No.
he's perfectly fine to be there. It's not
Yeah.
like the bartender's like, you better order something or
Yeah.
I'm throwing
Right.
your ass out.
No.
Their conversations are just kind of continuing to happen even though this guy is there. And then every
And
now and
they
then
are
it's like, yeah, let's
curious
talk about
about
him
him.
for a second. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then someone walks in who we kind of like he becomes a bigger character, kind of.
Yeah, yeah, because he's sort of our link. Well, he doesn't walk in yet. We see him first in his office. Then he walks in, right?
Oh yes,
We
yes,
get a
yes. We
shot of
quickly
him.
cut to like I don't know where
I called
they're
it the
social workers,
regulations
right?
office.
Okay,
I didn't
great.
know. It's some kind of government office, like a social worker. Yeah.
You were close. They do talk about recertifications a lot.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I
And they're
assumed it
not
was some sort of.
specific.
Yeah, I thought it was some sort of social work
That's what
type
it seems
of
like.
thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
This actor is his name is Tom Wright. I looked him up because I knew him from Seinfeld. He was in a bunch of episodes of
Okay.
Seinfeld,
Mhm.
but also apparently he was in Troop Beverly Hills. I don't know,
Oh,
but
oh,
anyway,
okay.
that's where we've seen him before. And yes, we do see him at work. He's talking to his coworkers a little bit,
He's working
talking
with
to
an
a woman.
angry lady. Yeah, this Mrs. Brown, who is just angry about somebody else who was handling her case. And now
Yep.
he's just trying to stay calm, and he's like, I'll handle it. And
Yeah.
she's like, do you even know what he's doing? And he falls asleep more than he's awake. And she's got a litany of complaints
Hmm.
about the guy
Yeah.
who used to be in charge of her file or folder.
And I love this sort of connection that he has because the guys at the bar even refer to him as like, well, you're the big city boy working in the city. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
watching this going, aren't you all in the city? What's going on right now? What's happening? But yeah, like he has an actual job. He carries a briefcase.
Yes.
But it seems like these guys were his friends. Maybe he grew up with them and
Yeah.
used to live in the neighborhood, something like that. And
Right.
I like that as well. It's not just a bunch of winos from the area that hang out in this bar. It is nice to see him in here.
Yeah,
But
there's a nice connection.
yes,
Yeah.
but he
Yeah.
does
Yeah.
pop in also. You know what I really loved in this movie? It comes to nothing. The interaction and the playful banter between the bartender and his
And
girlfriend.
his girlfriend,
I
they're
loved it.
again goes nowhere. They're trying to plan where to go to dinner.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you're not cooking. She's like, well,
Yeah.
maybe we'll try Chinese. He's like, I don't eat anything that I can't say. And she's
Uh-huh.
like, this guy. She literally says, this guy.
It's a real. I think that they're auditioning a sitcom that never happened.
Yeah.
She's waiting for the audience to laugh and applaud. It's
Yeah.
really funny, but
Yeah.
also so sweet and so cute. And
Yeah.
it comes to nothing. We
No.
never see her again in the movie, but I really enjoyed it.
Well, it makes, again, you just enjoy this bar and the people in it. And that's one of the little like nuggets of enjoyment.
Yeah.
But our friend from the social office, so social services, comes in from his long, annoying day at work, just wanting to have a drink. And the bar crew is like, hey, look at this guy over here. I think he's going to need
But it's
your,
it's not
your
like
help.
yeah, it's not look at this freak. It's like we think this guy might need some help.
Yeah.
He might need somewhere to stay. He doesn't speak and all of that.
Right.
And it doesn't take very long for Sam, I wrote his name down as Sam,
Oh.
to walk over, and he appears to be tasked with communicating with the brother.
Yeah, it's trying to get to him. Now,
'Cause
in the
it's really
meantime,
like can you speak English? Tap one for yes, tap
Yeah,
two for
yeah.
no.
Shake
And then
your
it's like,
head,
but you
nod,
can
yeah.
understand what I'm saying.
Mhm.
So I'm glad we established this because it is kind of, movies like this, it's always kind of frustrating where I'm like, come on, can't somebody figure out what's going on here? Like, I do like how relatively early on, he even tells us, the viewers, like, okay, everybody, listen, he can understand us. He
Yeah.
just can't speak.
Right, right. He just doesn't have the ability
Right.
to, yeah. And he finds his own way to communicate.
Yeah.
This is also funny. The older gentleman, again, he's just spouting off things and is like talking about Haitians have diseases, Polynesians have diseases. Who know? Like I just wrote down like little things he would say every now and then because, like you said, he says like it's not even relevant necessarily to
No.
what they're talking about.
Nope.
But I think he's talking about because he's trying to figure out where he's from, the alien guy, and he's like, he could have a disease. You know, those Polynesians, they're full of diseases, and those Haitians, I can't even talk about how many diseases they have.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's a real like Cliff Clavin from Cheers situation. That's what this
Yes,
guy is.
yes,
Just like
yes.
spouting nonsense that nobody asked for, and nobody really cares about, and no one kind of acknowledges either. The
No,
way that
no.
he's shot, it almost feels like his scenes were shot at a different time on a different day,
Yeah,
and
and
no one's around
he
him.
just came in, they gave him real alcohol and they
Yeah,
just let him
yeah.
go.
They're like,
Yep.
here's your
Uh-huh.
lines. Just read them right off the table. That's not going to be in the shot. Don't worry. Just
Yeah,
look
it's
down and
fine.
say your
Yeah.
lines.
Yeah. The guy who continues to play the video game now, the video game is broken that he's
Yes.
playing, right? It comes and he's saying, and our friend, our alien friend, gets up and just by touching the back of the game,
Uh huh.
he fixes it.
Totally fixes
And
it.
so we find that he has a talent, and the social worker guy Sam is like, okay, well, if you can fix things, is that what you can do? Because I might be able to help you. And man,
Yeah.
Sam was just off the clock, but he gets right back on
Right
because
back
he's
on.
like, all right, we have places to go
Uh
and
huh.
things to do.
He
If we're
just
gonna
wants
help
to
you
do
tonight,
good for people.
yeah, he just
It's
wants to
great.
help.
Yeah, it's really nice. And
Yeah.
he knows of a guy. I even think the bartender's like, "Hey, Susie over there. I think she's got some room because perhaps some guy she was shacking up with left or something."
Oh yeah.
That's a plot line
That's a
of a
whole other,
different
yeah.
movie.
With the
Yes.
mama that's there. Well, there is a funny line for those of us that have feelings about New Jersey where he says what does he say? He's not really from New York, he's from New Jersey. He's like, you tell people that? Do you remember that line?
Oh yeah, I remember hearing something about New Jersey. I did not
Yeah.
write it
All right.
down.
Well, these are little lines that I
But
wrote down.
whether you're from New York or Pennsylvania, we can all laugh at New Jersey. So it's
Correct.
fine.
Correct. Um, all right, water. No, what does it say?
I'm not
Walter.
sure. Well,
Guy
he's
walks him into the rain. Oh.
yeah. They're walking to this woman's apartment. He's
Oh, this
taking
is he
Sam's
notices
taking him.
graffiti.
Yes.
He notices the graffiti on the wall and
Yeah.
has to stop and he's kind of like, "What are you doing? Come on." This is so now they bring him to this woman's house or to say, "Okay, you could stay here." She's okay with it and she's got a little boy who is also doesn't say much.
No,
And the two of them sit in front of a computer,
he
the
reminded me a
TV.
lot of that kid in Scrooged that just doesn't
Oh yeah,
speak.
yeah. Well, yeah, like Tiny Tim, you mean?
Yeah, he might be the same actor. I have no idea. I didn't look this kid up.
Well, the alien guy and the little boy just sit in front of the TV while this woman goes on a monologue that is
Oh,
really fun, though.
yes, it's great because honestly, like what's really fun about this movie is there are people talking constantly.
Well, because
They're
and
just yeah, because he's
not
not
the lead,
talking.
right, right.
Right. But everyone near him is having lengthy conversations or just talking to themselves while
Yes.
he does things that are, for lack of a better word, rather mundane.
Yeah.
So you're not really paying attention to what's happening, but I'm so enthralled with listening to conversations. Late in this movie, when he walks in that office building and that woman is talking to her coworker, the woman who won't let him get past to go into the office,
Oh yeah,
he's
yeah,
having such a conversation with this woman. I was like, what
yeah,
is going on here in
yeah.
this office? But also, just something funny about this because, yeah, the woman's talking. I was a little bit distracted because these two appear to be watching the Three Stooges, but it's like they didn't have the rights to the Three
Oh yeah,
Stooges.
so they didn't
So
ever show
it's
it or
just
hear it. Yeah.
voiceovers, but the
Hmm.
voiceovers are like, hey, it's me, Mo. What do you think about that, Larry? And I'm like, what? But it's all like the bonks and the bongs and the beeps, like from the Three Stooges. It's kind of actually really
It is
funny.
really fun. It is really fun. Well, he sits there with the boy watching the Three Stooges. The boy has a Band-Aid on his leg, and all of a sudden he reaches off
Oh,
and heals the kid.
I
And
love
again,
it. This
the
kid
sweet
peels
innocence. Hmm.
he peels back his band-aid and like it's a secret. He's like, I cut my knee.
Yeah.
And then he just like E.T. would do for Elliot, he just touches him and it's totally
And
healed.
it's all. In the meantime, the mom is in there going on this. Like I said, it's literally a monologue about how she's a slave working at home and doing all this
Mm-hmm.
stuff for this ex of hers that's out of the house, and she's from Alabama. Can you believe she'll never go back to Alabama? She's got this whole rig of. She brings him shoes and an outfit
Yeah.
that belonged to her ex. She tells him several times, "You eat pork?" Because I'm making
She
pork. Are you
asks
eating
him
pork?
3 times if he eats pork, even after she knows he doesn't speak. I believe that when Sam brings him to the door, he says, "This guy doesn't speak." And she goes, "Great. Do you eat pork?"
Yeah.
"Well, you know what? Even if you don't, it's what we're having tonight." And then 5 minutes later, "Hey, I was wondering, do you eat pork?" And then she asks him a third time.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And it's yeah. She's great. She's great. And there's a
Yeah.
lot that she says again. I'm like, I could rewatch that whole thing and maybe get more out of
Yeah.
it. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
didn't quite understand, and maybe you knew the timeline because I was too busy trying to pay attention to the Three Stooges. This guy knocked her up, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
She had this kid and he's gone. Was he gone before she had the kid? Did he just
No,
leave?
I feel like
People
it's
are
a
talking
recent.
like he just left, but I swore she said like he was here and 9 months later he was here and I
Oh
haven't seen
yeah.
him since or something.
No, because then the mom was like, because she has his clothes still. That's what she gives him is some
Right.
of his clothes,
Yes.
and it's like,
Yeah.
well, he's not going to use them, and that's his mom, right? That's lives with her, or the kid's
That's what
grandma,
I thought. That
right?
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh the grandmother, Jamie? This is
she's
right.
great.
This is where I had to look it up and I was like, oh,
Oh
I
yeah,
shouldn't know this. I looked at this woman and I was like, I think that's the grandmother from Family Matters. And it
is it?
was.
Ah,
Yes, it totally
amazing,
was.
amazing. Yeah, you
Oh,
recognize her.
one other thing about this, the grandmother from Family Matters, and Jamie, you don't have teenage daughters or deal with
Mm-mm.
teenagers at your work, but you might know this. A big thing for teenagers now to say is girl. And
Oh,
the fact that this old black lady in this movie was like, girl, don't get me started. I was like, oh no, white teenage girls have co opted this black slang
they
from
took
the
it.
80s. Like,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah.
The amount of, and I'm totally fine with it, and I think they know I'm fine with it. The amount of times that my female students will say to me, "Girl, you won't believe this." It's crazy. It happens at least once a day in class.
Really?
Yes.
Gosh, girl.
I'll be like, your font is garbage. And they'll be like, "Girl, it took me so long to pick that font."
Oh my God.
It's really great.
Well, she is great too. This
Yeah.
she I like it. She comes home from work, she's all huffy. She can't all she could do is take deep breaths constantly when when they're
She's been dealing with Urkel all day,
all day. It's
and
not
that'll wear
easy.
you out.
Little Earl is the little boy's name. I wrote his name
Yes.
down. Come give your grandmother some sugar. Man, I want my grandma. I want to give my grandmother sugar
Right.
so bad. It's so great. But oh, P.S. The TV was fixed after the
Yeah.
well, we all know who fixed it, but
But
this
she's like, I
her
don't know, it just fixed
yeah,
itself.
it fixed itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And I love the fact that we talked about how great the grandmother is. There are a lot of people in this movie that I believe, and we'll get to some later on, that I believe must just know John Sayles and are like, I can give you an afternoon. Like, I'll just show up, I'll do my thing. Because this grandmother really isn't seen again. Like, she has a great little scene here, and then that's it. She's not in the movie anymore. That the bartender's girlfriend isn't in the movie anymore. What's his name on the train doing card tricks? Not in the movie anymore.
oh yeah,
Like,
pretty
yeah,
great.
there's a lot
Yeah.
of really fun stuff in here where it's like, oh, these are just like friends making a movie together.
That
And
dropped
I
by.
really enjoy
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, work gets done quickly. So he's got his place to stay at this woman's house with
Yep.
little Earl and grandma. And now on to the job. The next day he's taken to his job, which
Mm-hmm.
is in a pinball graveyard, if you will. It's an arcade that has
Yeah.
another room or a storage room filled with dead games.
Just arcade
basically.
cabinets
Yeah.
and pinball. Like,
Mhm.
there's a Hispanic guy who's like, yeah, this is the pinball graveyard. I believe that
Yes.
is actually what he calls it. And
This is another guy that does because he's talking to a guy that can't talk,
yeah,
goes off on his own
it's
monologue.
great. This guy, at some point, figures out that the alien must be from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Like, really is convinced. And he's like, oh, yeah, you're from here, you're from here. He's naming, and this is my geography not great, but he's naming all of these Central American countries. And one thing the alien does is he constantly gives a thumbs up, meaning that he's from space. Like that's where he
Yes,
came
that's
from.
where, yeah, he points up to say where he's
Yeah.
from.
And I
Because that's what everybody asks him is like, where are you
yes.
from? And he
Yeah.
just points
And
up.
I forget what he says. He's like, "Are you from Argentina?" And he gives him a thumbs up and he goes, "Oh, above. You're Puerto Rican." It's really great.
He
These
even
two,
names the town in Puerto Rico. He's like, because they're browner, like
yeah.
you. Yeah.
And this guy's like wearing a baby blue sun hat. Like it's such a bizarre getup that this guy's wearing. He looks like a Cheech and Chong reject, but he's very funny. And I love it how he has to show him how to plug in machines. The guy who's there to fix the machines,
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, you have to take this cord and like plug it into the outlet here.
Well,
Yeah.
he does. Well, the other thing is the guy that hired him. There's a white guy that hired
Yes.
him, a swarmy kind of white guy, and who has his own opinions about each of the races and how they work best.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're all pretty much the same opinions. It's like, those black guys work really well, but time, they just don't understand time and stuff. Yeah.
But the one thing that he is concerned with is our friend here, the alien, has showed up to work without any tools.
Yeah.
He's come to fix things with not a tool in hand.
Yeah.
And even the Spanish guy is like, I don't understand how you're going to fix anything. I think that's why he's like, here's how you plug it in case you didn't know. But sure enough, he does fix everying.
He fixes every
one of them.
Everything.
Every single one is running.
And then, and we'll come back to this in just a second, or we can close out the whole video game thing before we go to the bar. He walks out and he is introduced to a woman who's great at video games. Too good at video games.
Yes.
She's so good at video games, she will break the
breaks
machines.
them, and
she
she's proud
wears
of
them
She's
down.
proud of
yes.
it.
And she even says this to him. She's like, "Oh, you're here to fix the machines." Where I'm like, word gets around fast at this arcade.
Yeah.
And she goes, "You know what? I'm so good at video games. It's kind of boring because they're not fast enough for me."
Yeah. And then he does this thing where he puts his hand on the back of the machine and speeds up the game for her. And it blows her mind. It literally, she's like, this is the best game I've ever played. And he's satisfied that he can bring her that kind of satisfaction.
A character where I thought this would be something and it is nothing. She's out of the movie. But while he's at work, Jamie, I think it's important to talk about the Men in Black because they show up at the bar.
They show up at the bar.
Yes.
And one of our Men in Black is familiar to us. I don't know the other. Maybe you know both.
I mean, David Strathairn, he is one of them. He was in Stars and Bars, and you've seen him in a ton of stuff. The other one's the director. John Sayles.
That's him. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's so fun that he does all this
Yeah.
Oh,
and he and David Strathairn went to college together, and he's in all of his movies.
How fun!
Yeah,
like you said, real
it's really cool.
Yeah.
And I love how they walk in and they order a beer on the rocks.
Yeah, the one orders a beer and then the other says on the rocks.
Yes. So it's just like a glass filled with ice, and it's kind of yellow, maybe.
Yeah.
And they're there looking for an illegal alien, and the reaction from this bar is great. I love the guy playing video games because he goes, "Illegal? Who gives a shit?" And I was like, well said, sir. Fantastic.
It's really great.
And nobody will give them any information on this guy at all.
Lips are zipped. They're not saying anything, whether they've seen him, whether they haven't seen him. Instead, they just...
Well, because the bartender's even like, "Are you cops? Because if you're cops, you got to show me a badge or something."
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, FBI. And he's like, "Well, FBI has badges too. Do you have any form of identification?"
They say they're immigration.
That's right, immigration. Yeah, immigration. Yeah, they use FBI later.
Yeah. But then I kind of love how this bar, again, just not even knowing this guy that well, is just out there defending him. They're like, "No, we've got him a place and a job, and we're not giving him up to you."
This is what real people should do. Don't dime anyone out. I don't care if you just met the person. I don't even care if you didn't talk to the person. No. Don't say a word.
It's a better society. Really.
Yes, right.
Well, after
who gives a shit?
Yeah,
Does it bother
that's a perfect
you?
response. Exactly.
Anyway, it does not. Anyway, we're not a political podcast, but who gives a shit?
But we have thoughts.
Right? Yes.
Oh man. Oh well, our friend, our alien friend, after his hard day of work of
Yeah.
repairing arcade games and making a arcade enthusiast, blowing her mind with the games that he
Hmm.
can manipulate with his barest of hands, he takes the subway home.
Oh yeah, he has some weird visions. Like he's outside the subway and he has like subway visions of like I thought it was going to be a murder. Like I thought he was trying to solve a murder.
Mm-mm.
It's just screaming and he sees tracks and everything and he decides to go down into the subway
Hmm.
where he meets Fisher Stevens on the
Fisher
train.
Stevens, the card trick man. And there's this is pretty great too because Fisher Stevens does this card trick storytelling thing. He's
Yeah.
like,
Oh
"Hey,
wait,
you want to see?"
I didn't
Hmm.
write it down. Where have we seen Fisher Stevens? Please tell me the movies. Have we seen him in any? We've seen him. We've seen
Uh,
him.
why would I write down? That's your job. I don't know.
It totally is my job.
What's did we do that movie about the robot? Because he's in that.
Oh yeah, we did the second one.
Short,
We
short
didn't even do
circuit.
the first Johnny
Short circuit
Five.
too.
Yes,
Yeah.
Short Circuit 2. Was he? You know what? I get him confused with Chainsaw, but he's not Chainsaw, is he?
No.
From Summer School.
No.
Okay, all right, okay.
No.
So that might have
But
been it.
similar vibes. I
They
see
really
that.
have similar
Yeah.
vibes.
Hmm.
I thought they were the same person.
They are
growing
not.
up.
They are not.
Okay.
Nay. Uh-uh.
Yeah, but he has a fun little scene where he does a card trick.
And he tells a story with this whole like the guy and he's got 4 kids. Anyway, he has to keep making he keeps asking the alien to split the cards and the alien always like goes to touch the
Yeah.
deck and then takes his hand back. He's like, "I'll do it for you. Okay, I'll do it for you again.
Yeah,
All right, I'll just do it." It's
it's
pretty great.
great. It's really funny.
And then
I
he
enjoyed
says,
it. Yeah.
before he exits, his final line is, "I'm going to do one last trick. I'm going to make all the white people disappear." And the next stop is, I guess, where all the white people get off.
Uh-huh.
And it's yeah,
It's
yeah,
really funny. When he's
yeah.
out
It was
when
a
he's on
very,
his way off the train, he's like, see, I did it.
yep,
And then that's
yep.
it. It's
Uh-huh.
awesome.
And then
And
he's done. We don't see him
he's
again.
done. He's out of the movie. And now suddenly I was
Oh,
introduced to
please, dude.
Fisher Stevens and I was like, oh my God, is this Weekend at Bernie's? These two are the knockoff Jonathan Silverman
Yeah.
and Andrew McCarthy. The one guy I thought for just a second was Andrew McCarthy.
I did
but he's-
too.
Yeah, but he's
then
a
it went there.
little heavier. He's a
Yeah.
little doughier.
Portlier. Yeah.
Yeah, the other guy doesn't have the chiseled jaw of Jonathan Silverman. I'm
Right.
gonna
It is.
say.
It is like you said. It's like the Timo version. Is that what they call it?
Yes.
Timo.
Yes.
Timu. I don't know.
Timu. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is because it's almost as if we cut to a different movie because I could be wrong, Jamie. I think other than the Men in Black, the brother has been in every scene up to this point. It was so shocking
Oh,
to
yeah.
just cut to two random white dudes
Mm-hmm.
walking down the street talking to each other about nonsense.
They're coming from a self-actualization conference,
Yes.
which I love.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, self-actualization conference there from Indiana.
mm-hmm.
And they are lost. They
Yeah,
look
they-
around. They're like,
got
I
off.
think we're in Harlem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then they realize, and what do? They don't panic necessarily. They go in the first bar they see.
Yeah.
And they order themselves some beers.
Uh-huh. Some beers I counted just because I was curious because these guys seem wasted.
Yeah.
I counted 9 empty beers in front of these two.
Well, they pony up to the bar, and they don't get. It's not that they're unfriendly totally.
No.
Our bar patrons, our normal crew. It's just
Right.
that they're also just like, hey, you're not a mute alien, so we're not necessarily going.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
they sit
They're
right
a little
next to her.
suspicious.
They
Right.
sit right next to our mute alien friend. And again, when people know you can't talk, they just start talking at you.
Yeah.
They don't need you to respond. That is also another like commentary on society.
It's
like,
100% what this movie is
Yeah.
about. It's just everybody using this guy as a sounding board.
Yes. So they just start talking at him, and like you said, they have a couple beers. They get silly drunk. They talk about how there was not a black person in their
Yeah.
town.
Yes.
How he
He's
wanted to be.
the one guy feels so bad. He's like, there were no black people who lived near me. And then he goes, at least I don't think there were. Like, he seems unsure.
And then when he wanted to be, is Ernie Banks a
Baseball player.
baseball player? Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's what he says. He goes, I just what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Yeah.
And I didn't know I was a kid.
Yeah,
And I
it's
didn't
like,
know
I didn't
that
know he was black. I
yeah,
had
I
no
didn't
idea.
because it's true. Kids
I
don't look
was
at
so-
that. That's why it's so
No.
beautiful to work with kids. Like, yeah.
There is a clip I saw. It's floating around online. It's from the 50s, and I wish I knew the musician, but it's a crazy video. It's him playing a song live, and the caption is like, these girls had no idea he was black. And it's just these teenage girls with this look of disappointment on their face in the audience. Just like so upset.
Oh,
I know.
really?
It's so sad. It's so sad. And this guy's just singing his heart out. It's like a super famous song. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Yeah, it's wild.
Oh.
But that's what I was thinking of when this guy said that. But these guys are good. Like, these guys are
Yeah.
nice people. And
Yes.
and I think that's the other thing that this movie says and at least tries to say is like, it doesn't matter who we are. People are people, and we're nice. And if we just
Yeah.
treat other people with respect, and if we like, people will treat us with respect, and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what people look like. It doesn't matter where they're from. Because I love it how the one guy's like, we're from Indiana, and he goes, it's right next to Illinois. You know, Chicago's there. And the other guy's like, idiot. Everybody knows where Chicago is.
And then he's like, well, not everybody understands the Midwest so well.
Yes.
People from New York don't. I do like to, again, these guys need directions. They want to know how to get to the subway. And they're like, do you know where the subway is? And now our friend
He
points down.
It's great. Yeah, I do. He's like, because they seem to realize that he can't speak or doesn't want to speak. So they're like, can you point us in the direction of the subway? And he just gives them a thumbs down. And they're like, all right, whatever. And
I like it later. The bartender comes over and gives them straight up
It's
directions.
very sweet.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
really great. It's like, okay, these guys have bought enough drinks at this
Right,
point.
right.
You know, and they seem like good guys. And he's like, you go down the block, and then you turn right, and you go down 3 blocks, and it's on your left or something.
He gives
It's a
them
really
total,
nice.
yeah.
It's a really nice end to this scene with these two random people.
But now this is when the bartender says to the alien, he says, hey,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
pretty popular. Not only were these white guys happy to see you, but there was another pair of white guys in here looking for you.
Yes.
Would you happen to know anything about that? And
He doesn't like that. He freaks out. He leaves the bar immediately, goes back to the apartment,
He
but
does hang out with Little Earl.
well, but he's mugged on his
Oh,
way
that's right.
in
That's right.
by 2 guys, and he's not really bothered by it. They cut his hand. It's not a big deal. He can heal that in no time. But he notices that one of the muggers has track marks on his arm.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That's right. Hmm.
The camera really zooms in on that one. Like, this is important, everyone.
That's right.
But he's like undeterred by this. We do very quickly see that Sam mentions to his coworker that this alien has not shown up yet. The social worker was going to help him find new work.
Right.
And instead, he appears to realize that he can make change washing windows in
Yeah,
traffic.
he does some washing windows.
Yeah.
For a second. And then he finds a dog.
When he is just snacking on an apple and a head of lettuce walking down the
Oh, yeah, he's
street.
got literally a head of lettuce in one hand and an apple in the other, and this is what he's eating.
Right. Then he sets a leashed dog free.
Yeah. This is your best life right here.
It
You're like,
really is.
give me a handheld salad and a dog to free, and I'm a happy man.
Yes.
He sees, let me see. Oh, this is when he sees the signs for the woman singer. And he
I'm a
falls
little
in
confused
love.
as to what's happening right here in this movie, because this movie suddenly hits us with a different message.
Yes.
And I think the different message is, alien or not, hot people are hot. Just
Exactly.
because it's not just, he is first obsessed with this woman on posters.
Right.
And he goes into I love how he goes to the record store to buy a record and then takes the record out and throws it in the
Yeah, and throws
garbage.
the right.
That's all
So
he
he just wants the picture of her. Yeah, he just wants the album
but
cover.
then it's just like quick scenes of like a hot dude on a billboard and a sexy lady on the side of a
Well,
building.
he's like he's
stuff.
in the red light district or something. Like, and like you said, he's just now, I guess, and maybe that's how what section of the movie we're in is like, and there's also sex.
Right.
People
Yes.
do get
They're
horny,
trying to
like you
they're
said.
trying to prepare us later so we're not shocked when it happens.
Right, exactly. Um, yeah, it lets us know that like no matter what, sex still sells, and
And
it's still even aliens are attracted to sexy people. Right.
And here's my other question, because I had trouble keeping track of characters in this movie. This woman that is singing locally in a club, is that the woman on the album that he bought?
I think so.
So this woman that is singing in a dirt club where she's like, I can't play in Chicago anymore. I can't play in Las Vegas. I'm really down on my luck. Has posters all over the city.
She was once pretty popular, I guess.
Okay,
She's got a
all right,
bad
I
manager.
guess. All
That's
right.
all I could say.
That's all,
But
yeah.
he tries to get in a club where she's playing, and he's just short on cash.
Yes.
So when he leaves without his cash, he gives all his cash to the guy, and the guy's like, "I'm sorry, I would let you in, even I do." And this too, when you see, he's like, "I would do you a solid." Lots of people are like, "But my boss."
Oh, everybody working here is like, my boss is horrible.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta tell you, that lady that's like, you cannot just order one drink.
Yeah.
My boss is
Because
freaking
my
out
boss,
at me.
and then even the singer is like, "My boss."
My boss, like, owns this club. He's the worst. I am glad that we met him, because I was like,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
if they're setting this up and I never meet this dude, I'll be really disappointed.
Right. But this is when he doesn't get into the club initially. He walks out into
Oh, wow, yeah.
He sees two people running, and then he sees a guy overdose. And this is another
Yes.
thing that kind of this is interesting too, because I'm like, I don't know, somebody should warn him that that's dangerous.
Yeah,
He takes
don't just
the
try
needle
that.
out
That
of the arm.
guy's dead. Like, if I saw a dead person, I wouldn't be like, oh, I should just do what they're doing.
Well, he takes the drugs that he has, which I guess is heroin, whatever you shoot up, and then takes the needle, and he just gets this is really fun, really he just gets really high.
Really fun.
He eats the heroin. He doesn't even shoot it up. He eats it. And then he is just very high, and then he makes friends with this Jamaican guy
What?
who gives him this like school tour of the like.
He's giving him a tour of like the seedy side of the city with drugs and prostitutes and everything.
Dancers.
But it's just a guy doing interpretive dance, but it's just this guy communicating all of this in poetry. Like that's what's happening right now. And I loved it. I was like, this is great.
He makes him at first, then they're standing by a fire and he's smoking a joint and he tells him to smoke. And he's like, first he's like, no. And he's like, come on, you got to. Like, you're already. And so I
wasn't waiting for it, but when this happened in the movie, I was like, yes, trash can fire. Yes, thank you. I didn't know that I needed it to cap off this New York of the 80s movie, but I was like, garbage can fire. Now we got it. We got everything.
Now we're here. Right. Check. Yeah. This was pretty great. This was another one that I'm like, I don't know what adventures we're on, alien guy, but what a night.
And after this guy does his beat poetry and they see an interpretive dancer, the guy's like, all right, you know what? Heroin, pretty terrible. You know what's awesome? Pot. Here, smoke this.
Yeah. It'll help you come down from your heroin high.
Yeah, exactly. And it seems to work. He does wake up shoeless,
falls asleep.
though.
Yes.
Someone took his shoes while he was sleeping.
Yeah.
And
with those bubble toes sticking out.
They are very creepy. They look like velociraptor toes. Like
yes, they look like
Jurassic
little
Park.
alien or little dinosaur toes. Yep.
He paints his blood on the wall like to do graffiti art.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure why.
Again, I think that's some kind of statement that if I rewatch the movie with a different, clearer mind, maybe I could pick up on it because,
Yeah, that's fine. And also,
that's fine.
That's fine. I don't need you to have a clearer mind when you watch these movies. It's okay. And then we cut to something great again, which is the Hispanic guy pretending that he does not speak English when the men in black are asking him about this guy.
Yeah, it is pretty great. And he's like, I don't know.
Fantastic. Now we get to a point in the movie where they go to a museum, and the movie's just like, hey, just in case you're a fucking idiot and you haven't understood anything that's happening right now,
Right.
we're going to have these characters go to apparently a Black History Museum or
Yeah.
an exhibits, and we see like specifically a like a woodcut of an escaped slave. And our alien friend, our brother, is there with that
He's
little
communicating
mute
with
kid.
little Earl. Little Earl.
Yeah, and he's just like pointing at the escaped slave, and then he points at himself and back at the thing and back at himself. So even little Earl's like, all right, I get it, man. That's cool.
Yeah,
I got it
yeah,
now.
yeah.
So I guess that is what he is. He's like an escaped alien slave, and
Right.
I guess these men in black are like slavers or slave retrievers or something.
No, they work for the slave government. I don't know.
Yep, the slave government. I bet there is one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and now the woman that he was living with is giving these
now
black men more shit about immigration.
Yeah. It's pretty great. And they again, she's not trying to, she does not, she's like, yeah, he comes here. He hasn't been here in a while.
Yeah.
What do you fuckers want with them anyway? Why don't you go back? Yeah, she's very sassy with them. But she also says because of little Earl, he can't stay there anymore. He's whatever
Right,
these
yeah, when he
guys are
comes
that are
back.
looking for him.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't tell them anything and she wouldn't tell them anything, but
But she's very apologetic about it. It's a real like, I don't know what you're mixed up in, but I just can't get involved in this right now.
And you know what? Who can blame her? She's got the mama and she's got little
Yeah,
Earl.
definitely. But even as she's leaving, or even as he's leaving, she's like, can I do anything? Do you need money? Do you need
Yes.
clothes? Like, what do you need?
She's great.
I can help you out. But apparently, I assume she gave him enough money to get into this
Yeah,
club.
because now he can see her singer sing. And he is smitten. He watches her
Oh,
sing.
yeah.
And he is just like tail wagging, you know, he's loving it. And then he sits down next to her and he communicates his form of nonverbal communication has improved. He looks
Yes.
at her and is like, does this like,
Oh.
your voice good, I love. Like he basically does sign language for his own version of it, you know.
I mean, I didn't realize this until right now, but we're saying his communication has improved, and she must have given him money to get to this club. Jamie, she also gave him a blue suit with a red tie
yeah,
and
that's
a
right.
white beret.
He looks pretty snazzy.
It is a real look.
I
He's
forgot,
not going.
yeah.
Yes.
He's pretty snazzy looking.
And I don't want to critique this movie, but I did write in my notes. I said, I am not crazy about this song. This woman's singing. It's not good.
No.
It's really bad. For a woman who's like, oh, I used to be the best. I'm like, yeah, I used to. I guess. Like, I'll buy that. But yeah, the singer sits with him for reasons. I think it's basically because she doesn't want the skeezy owner of this club to hit on her.
Yeah,
or
that's essentially what
bother
she
her.
says
Yeah,
is like,
okay.
well, even better if you don't talk. You're going to pretend
Yeah.
that you're my friend. And the skeezy guy does come over and has a whole interaction.
Mm-hmm.
And even he says like, oh, you don't talk. That's great. You know, we love people that don't say nothing.
Yeah.
But she's pretty open to like, all right, well, thanks for doing that. You want to go back to my hotel?
Well, she even says, because the skeezy guy from Philly, by the way, they're all around here, Jamie. Watch out for them. Because he's even like, hey, when you're done with your set, want to do something? And she's like, oh, yeah, I would love to. But would she call him Earl or Ernie or
Let me see. I don't know if I wrote
Joey
it
or
down.
something? She gives him a name. I thought I wrote it
She
down.
does give him a
Lewis. Lewis. She starts calling him Lewis
Yeah.
for no reason. But she's like, oh, Lewis and I, we're already getting together. So
Yeah.
hit the bricks, buddy. And I got to tell you, he's an alien. He doesn't know our customs. But when a lady goes in the bathroom, she takes off her fake eyelashes and she takes out her extensions and then asks how she looks. He gives her a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Way to go, smooth man.
Yeah, he knows.
Great.
Yeah.
Yes. He's not shocked. He's not surprised. He's not repulsed. How would you be? But still, it's really nice that he's like, I'm all on board for
Yeah,
whatever's about to
he
happen
does
here.
like all this.
Yeah,
Come on,
he's like,
but I
"Oh,
like
yeah,
it. Yeah,
yes."
yeah. And we don't see there's no like love making
No,
out or
no, no, no,
anything. We
no.
just see them sort of the next morning afterwards,
Yeah.
right? Like
Oh, we do. While they're having sex, we very quickly cut to the men in black
with
who
their
scream
flashlights.
at each other. They're telling campfire tales and they're
Yes.
screaming in alien languages to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
They're
very off putting. It's like I turn on a David Lynch movie for a minute and a half.
yeah. And you're like, what is happening?
Yes.
What's going on here? Um okay. So
Yeah.
after he
What's
loses
happening is for some reason when they made this movie, they're like, hey, should we have a plot to this movie? And they went, maybe a light one at the end. Because I really didn't enjoy the movie. Not that the movie could have ended now and I would have been fine with it. But once it gets more plot heavy and it's like, oh, now he's like taking down drug dealers or whatever, I was not really on board with
you didn't
this.
want to see that. Well, this is when he
Well,
finishes
yeah.
his business with our lady friend. And then this is when he meets the cop that's on his first day of work, right?
Yes, right, yeah.
And then he takes his eyeball out
Uh-huh.
and he places his eyeball on a plant.
I did enjoy that. Because he sees a guy. He sees like
Yeah.
two guys that he has seen before. And I'm
Yes.
an idiot watching this movie. And I'm like, what has happened? Who are these people? I guess they were the guys that ran away from the dead junkie just like 2 scenes before. But I can't. It was dark. I didn't know
Same.
what was happening at this
Right.
point in the movie.
Right.
But he pops out his little peeper.
Yeah, literally. And it's
it-
going to keep an eye on things.
Puts it in a plant. And just the amount of time where it's like John Sayles like, we paid for this fucking effect. I'm going to leave the camera on this thing for as long
Yeah,
as possible.
yeah, it does. And
It
there's
takes
something
forever.
attached to it. It's like
Yeah,
got
it's
the
like
nerve
moving
still. Yeah,
around.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The men
yeah,
in
go
black guys go into the whatever official office of
The
social
social
work
worker,
that
yeah.
is, and they try to get information on the alien and claim to be immigration. And this is when, like you said, that one gal is like not having it. She's
She's
like, I've
not
got
having
a
it.
stack of papers for you to forms to fill out, and I need cards and IDs, and you can't just come around here asking for somebody's information and claiming to be something that I can't prove that you are.
And what I appreciate about this woman is she has no knowledge of this alien. She's
No.
never met him. This is the proper reaction to have to government officials or anyone that comes
Yes,
to
when
you.
they demand.
I don't care if you know who they're talking about. No, you brush them off. You do whatever you can. Yes,
Yes.
this woman's doing it the right way.
I agree. I agree. Many people could take a page from
Yeah.
this woman's. I agree.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, let's see. He's got his eye patch. He's gets kicked out from the other lady's house.
Oh, right. Yeah,
with
we
the
talked
eye
about
patch.
that.
Yeah. Now the power of touch goes to the office. I don't know what that means. These are my notes. They're detailed.
I think you mean the power of love. This is when you start listening to Huey Lewis in the news and you just
No.
wrote it
His
in your
touch.
notes.
He must have touched something and something
He
happened.
did.
Goes
He
to the-
touches some graffiti, and then it clues him in to a graffiti that says dragons.
Oh.
And then later on, he goes to where the graffiti is to watch a drug deal take place. I'm not sure,
'Cause this is
but
where
this
that-
is also when he grabs his eye because it's been there all day doing all
It's
the heavy
taking an
lifting.
inventory,
Who
right,
knows what
right.
he's been up to?
Sure.
He puts in the eye, and then we watch like what the eye saw all day, which is
Yes.
like these drug dealers moving around.
Right.
Oh, he steals a car. I thought this was kind of cute because when he first got in the car, I was like, "Come on, this alien can drive." I like the fact that we watch him kind of figure out how to drive. Like
yeah.
it was kind of fun. He's
Yeah, he
pushing
looks
all
at
the
the gears,
buttons.
yeah,
The windshield wipers are going. The radio's on and off. And then he goes in reverse, hits the car behind him, goes forward, hits the car in front of him, but then finally figures out how to drive.
Yeah.
And he like tails this drug dealer around like to the suburbs. And then we just watch this guy make drug deals as this alien tails him and spies on him.
And you're right. This is probably where I'm like, we could not
I don't need this.
used our time on
Yeah.
this. I see again the point we're
Yeah.
making, and then he goes. Who does he go to? Who's the rich guy or the the company. Who's the guy he
Oh,
goes
the
to?
guy in the guy in the building, the guy in the
Yes.
office building.
Yes.
So first of all, I don't know if you noticed this, but when he first shows up at the office building, there's a guy standing outside the office building trying to sell keyboards, and it's Billy Madison's principal from Billy
Oh, I
Madison.
didn't notice that. That's great.
Yes. The guy is like no,
So
he's
many
just
little
talking to no
cameos.
one and trying
Yeah.
to sell keyboards. But yeah, like he shows up to a big office building, which I think that we're supposed to believe is the main drug dealer.
Or the guy's source. Yeah, I guess.
Yes, something.
Well, then he does without really speaking. He brings the needle, right?
Yeah, he gets
He
into this
offers-
guy's office,
yes.
and the guy's like, "Well, listen, you don't understand. I gotta make this money so I can make more money. And business, drugs, money, stock market, whatever this guy's saying to him." And does the alien kill this guy?
He gives him some kind of. Doesn't he share a vision with him of some
No,
kind?
he has the bag full of drugs,
Oh,
and he
yeah.
like puts it toward the guy's face, and then we just see him walking out of the building.
Yeah, yeah.
I hope he killed him. I guess. I
Killed him
don't
with
know.
his own medicine.
Nancy
right?
Reagan told me drugs are bad. Nancy Reagan was around during this time.
She was.
Why would she lie to us?
She doesn't. She wouldn't.
No.
She wouldn't.
And then he walks outside and is immediately like attacked by the men in black.
He's reeled in by them. It's like he's a fish,
Yeah,
right?
They
And
like they stick a little implant on him, and then they like rub a little thing, and he like
Thing,
flops around
yeah.
the ground like a fish.
That's right.
It's kind of funny, but all he has to do is at one point, because they're like, "You're coming with us." They don't say that. Nobody's talking in this movie. He just like slaps the remote out of their hands, and it falls in a sewer grate.
Uh-huh.
And this is when he runs away. And while he's being pursued by the men in black, these dudes turn a corner and they see
Like
a
a
bunch
mob.
of people just standing
Yeah.
there. Yeah. That then chase them.
Right.
And I
Right.
think it's important to know nobody's yelling, nobody's screaming, nobody's talking. And they corner these guys so they self-destruct.
Yeah, they just spontaneously combust.
Okay. When they touched hands and disappeared, I was like, "Oh, did they fly back to the ship?" And then
I
it's
don't
just like a pile of ashes
It's
on
just
the
yeah.
ground.
Then you just see smoky little ashes. That's where my notes end.
Okay, well,
But I know
I'll
that's
just-
not the end.
No, it's fine. Like I did think the ending was kind of cute because he turns to the one guy who's
Right.
kind of been following him around. We saw this guy a couple times through the movie, just watching what was happening. But he turns to this guy, and it's kind of like a, okay, am I going home sort of thing, because he puts his thumb up.
Right.
And the
Right.
guy takes his hand and turns his thumb down. And then we just see him on the subway. And that's how the movie ends.
I thought he ends with his hand on the wall, like he's looking at a wall, and he puts his hand.
Oh,
on
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He takes the subway. And I don't know where he goes, but you're right. There's a weird scene at the end where he just walks up to a fence. And he touches the fence and he turns around, kind of gives us a smile.
Like he's home now, right? Is that
Yeah,
what you're like now? Yeah.
That's kind of what I thought, because
Yeah.
he's at a fence with like, the words Harlem on the building that's on the other side of the fence. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it really did. Yes, I believe that that's what we're meant to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoyed it.
I did too.
Yeah.
I did too. I thought it was really, like I said, I would almost watch it again just to say, what other messages is this movie trying to give me? Because I feel like it had
Yeah.
messages that it was delivering, and I was only half aware of them. It was like we said, timely for these times plus those times. It was just great. It was
Yeah.
a nice, pleasant surprise. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Like I wouldn't mind watching this movie again. It was not a chore. It was not a slog. Especially after you've seen it once, you might know the parts that you can fast forward.
Yeah,
through
yeah,
if
yeah,
you really want to,
Yeah.
because again, it did seem a little bit long at
Yeah,
times.
that would be my only complaint, is it could trim the
Yeah,
fat.
I don't need to watch him trail a drug dealer at the end of this movie.
Yeah, you're right. I think, but
Like,
again,
Yeah, it's fun to watch the little eye, but that's about it.
right. Yeah, but it was good.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, look at us. Watching good shit.
I have to, very quickly while we're doing this, I have to bring up our next movie because I don't know anything about it. I know I gave it to you as an option, But when I talk about it, I at least want to have something to look at to be like, oh yeah,
Fair
this
enough.
person was in it.
Okay,
Go
fair
ahead.
enough.
Sorry.
Okay.
But do you have a recommendation?
I do. I recently watched that movie. I think it's been up for some awards because Emma Stone is in it. I enjoy her. I'm going to name the actors that are in it. Jesse Plemons,
Go ahead.
Alicia Silverstone's in it.
I know
The
those people.
director, what's his name? Yorgos. I don't know how to say it.
Lanthimos?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
That Begonia, is that what it's
Uh-huh.
called?
Yeah.
It was, I won't say it's really, it was very interesting. And
Yes.
they are conspiracy dudes. Jesse Plemons and his brother or cousin are these conspiracy dudes. Did you see it?
I did. I don't want to give my thoughts. This is your recommendation.
Well,
Sorry.
I didn't say whether I liked it or I kind of after watching it I was like I like Emma Stone and I think she did a great job in it, but it was definitely a weird movie, which I think
Yeah.
it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I was definitely like I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I think it had some commentaries and some things similar to how this movie did. I enjoyed this movie more than that movie, but I would recommend it.
Yeah. Great. Wonderful.
Great. You didn't like it, did you?
It's not that I didn't like it. This is my nerdy moviness. It's a remake of a Korean film called Save the Green Planet. And that movie is pretty funny.
So
Like
much
that
better.
movie is
Okay.
very comedy driven. So
Yeah.
I feel like I was just like prepared for that. And this one
This
is
one's not.
yeah, it's a lot darker.
Very
it's just
dark,
a
yeah.
lot. It's kind of a bummer. Like,
Yeah, I
and I
agree.
was not ready for
It's
that, so I did not enjoy
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, got it. No, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's
Yeah.
the only reason. I mean, I do like Yorgos Lanthimos for the most part. His movies are either like really great or things where I'm like, I don't ever want to watch that again because
Got
it's too upsetting.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I would say movie. It was upsetting,
Yeah,
but yeah, same kind of vibe. All right, what's your recommendation?
I want to recommend the 1978 movie called Killer of Sheep by
Sheep.
Charles Burnett. It's another movie that like focuses on the black experience.
Oh,
And
okay.
this movie's about a guy who works in a sheep slaughtering plant
Ooh,
in California in the 70s,
Okay.
just trying to provide for his family. Like the plot's not very important, like that's not very important, but it's basically like the whole movie's just like a scene of vignettes about the lives of like working class black people like living on the
Interesting.
poverty line in 1970s California. It's really great.
really well done.
Yeah, it's a movie that it's a movie that a guy made. He like went to UCLA film school and he got a grant to make this, and then he used a bunch of music in here that he didn't have the license for,
Oh, whoops.
and he didn't get the licenses for this music until 2007.
Oh.
And then he could properly release the movie.
Oh gosh. Oh.
Yes. Yeah. Like it had a limited release at the time and it won a bunch of awards and people knew about it and talked about it, but
Yeah.
it wasn't allowed to be shown or even really put out on physical media and stuff like that until recently. So,
Oh boy.
yeah. Yeah. So it's again, it's also kind of a bummer of a movie.
I mean, you can't be uplifted by all of them, right?
Yeah, I guess not.
They can't all be FIFO.
They can't all be. All the movies about immigrants, they can't all be 5. Wow. All right. So, you know what? Let's keep this bummer train going if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
let's do it.
And it's not even because of the movie we're choosing next, but we pick a lot of movies to celebrate. Oh, this is the birthday of so and so.
Oh.
And I always do flirt with the idea of being like, who died on this day? Like, let's find out who died.
Sometimes
Maybe
we go
that's
dark.
good. And we are going to, all right, not celebrate, commemorate? Yes.
Yeah.
Commemorate the life of William Hurt, who died on the, I think it's March 13th, the release of our next podcast episode. And we're going to cover a big one, Jamie. We're going to talk about The Big Chill.
Yes, it is a big 80s one.
A movie that I possibly saw. I have no idea. I really don't know. Like, I'll be very interested, almost like Officer and a Gentleman, where I might watch this and be like, oh yeah, I've seen this. Or I'll be
Oh
like,
yeah, I
I
know.
don't know.
I've
never saw it
Okay,
ever again.
Yeah.
But it's like, packed. Glenn Close, Kevin Kline, Jeff Goldblum, Tom Berenger, Kevin Costner. I think he just plays a corpse, but he's in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it'll be a big one.
It'll be a big chill.
It will be the chilliest of movies. But that's what we're going to talk about next time. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for anyone that tells anyone else about this podcast. Tell everyone you know. And if you
Tell them
can't,
all.
yeah, if you can't do that, that's a lot. That's a lot of people. If you could tell one person, you know,
We appreciate it.
that would be great. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
We're on all the social medias.
We're
Wherever
social.
you listen to podcasts.
However
we're
you
on
get 'em.
YouTube.
There we are.
If you want to watch Jamie's camera freak out, which it did not do.
Not too bad today, right?
I
Not
like
too
this. Your
bad?
camera's very restrained.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start. I should really start to figure out. Is it what you're wearing? Does it have a problem?
I don't know. I was wearing my
detecting
glasses
you
last
as a
night.
human, if you're wearing something that blends into the background.
Oh,
I don't know.
Maybe. I lit the light behind me. I didn't know if that makes sense.
Maybe
Like
that's it.
inside the fireplace, there's a light. Anyway, who knows? But
It's like a professional lighting setup. You got
I
there.
mean, I'm professional.
That's right. Anyway, or anyone.
Anyone that is anyway.
Anyone that is still listening at this point, thank you so much. But we will talk to you again in 2 weeks. Until then, everyone, have a great 2 weeks.
Goodbye.